So, our society is sick. The problem's not guns. The problem's not Trump. The problem's not Obama. The problem's not drugs. The problem isn't terrorism. It's not bullying. It's not racism. It's not any external source. The problem's us. So, we're projecting our own inadequacies onto the world around us, and we're searching for a problem outside of ourselves when the problem seems, by most indications, to be internal. We're in a depressed society. Antidepressant medications are rampant. Suicide is rampant. We're just looking at guns, we're killing ourselves more frequently with guns than we're killing other people. So I'm going to focus on preventable deaths. I've got some notes with me. You'll have to excuse me for my cadence not being as regular as it usually is. So I'm going to consider the top 4 injury-related deaths. This is from the National Vital Statistics Report from the CDC for 2014. There's complete data available for that year. 4 major mechanisms of injury for 2014: poisoning, motor vehicle traffic, firearm, and fall accounted for 76.3% of all injury-related deaths. 199,756 deaths were classified as injury-related. 152,314 of them were from those 4 causes. Of those 4 causes, nearly 19%, or 28,206, were suicides. 13.1% of poisoning deaths were suicides. 63.7% of firearm deaths were suicides, with the remainder being homicides. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death. It accounts for about 45,000 lives a year, according to the American Society for Suicide Prevention. I personally would consider obesity to be another form of suicide, since it's largely self-inflicted and it's fully preventable, except in the case of children, where it's imposed by the parents. I would say primarily children shouldn't be held accountable for childhood obesity. The parents should be held accountable. Obesity kills about 300,000 people a year. Abortion ends 100,000 lives a year. And considering only suicide in the context I've laid out, we're killing about 345,000 people a year. I would consider all 468,000 of those deaths to be preventable. And for whatever reason, we want to talk about anything other than ourselves being the cause of those deaths. Oh, it's racism, it's sexism, it's discrimination, it's systemic oppression, it's Trump, it's Obama, it's politics, it's the banks, it's the Illuminati, it's anything other than us, even though it's clear from the data that we're the ones killing us. Food for thought. Sources were the CDC, the American Society for Suicide Prevention, and yeah, we're sick. And I think we need to start looking internally for the solution, because we seem to be the source of the major problems we're having.